I had an intro, but I've completely lost the plot.
Oh, you've blown it.
Listen, I can't stop thinking about you being the voice of Tow Mater.
Just the sound effects. I don't want to steal any credit here.
True. Who was it? Larry the Cable Guy is Tow Mater.
Yeah.
But you're the sound effect person.
Yeah, I'm also the sound effects for the airplanes in Planes 2.
Not the first one?
No, they didn't need me that time. They got some other schmuck to do it. They weren't impressed, so they went back to me.
Back? How'd they go back to you?
What do you mean how'd they go back to me?
Well, you said you weren't in the first one, so how would they go back to you for the second one?
Because I was in Cars. Cars 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. Are they,
They're the same universe.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. You know what's really weird?
What?
Cars 1 is, like, about the race and, like, him stop being a schmuck, right?
Yeah.
And, like, learning to, like, you know, be reasonable and decent and all the stuff.
Humble.
Right. And then Cars 2 is a spy thriller with Mater.
Actually, that's Spies 3. Cars 3.
Oh, is okay. Either way. Anyways, 2 is another race then, right?
I think so. I actually don't remember 2 very well.
Okay.
Clearly wasn't important.
Right. The next one is a spy thriller.
Yeah.
And then it goes back. Is there a 4?
I don't think so. Then it goes to Planes 1.
Oh yeah, the natural sequel. Important race and humbling yourself. Next important race, spy thriller in England for some reason. Planes 1.
The spy thriller was wild, but you know what? It worked.
Did it?
Yeah, it was really good.
It was like its own movie. It wasn't even a Cars movie.
It was for the best.
I'm not saying it wasn't good.
It was about Mater.
Right, but that's not what Cars is.
What do you mean?
Cars is about Lightning McQueen.
No.
Yes.
It's about humanoid cars. It's about growth and change. It's about expanding your horizons.
I didn't know we were gonna do such a deep dive on the lore of Cars this intro.
Now I gotta watch the second one to prove myself even more right.
I had a whole thing. I just remembered what my original topic was, but now it pales into comparison about the lore of Cars.
It'd be like that.
Oh no, yeah, Cars 2 is the spy thriller.
Oh, what's Cars 3 then?
Yeah. Cars 3 is a race. It goes back to the race.
Oh, I see. What? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's the Blaze. He's blindsided by the new generation of faster cars, and so he wants to find him, like, prove himself that he's still got it.
Huh.
Right. And then Cars 2, I was right all along. Cars 2 is the thriller.
I see.
Is the spy sequel.
I see. Strange.
I can't believe. Well, because your explanation makes so much more sense. Why is the middle one the oddball of the bunch?
Exactly. What the hell?
And it was fucking. It was 5 years later. And then it took another 6 years for Cars 3.
Someone mixed up the fucking scripts. I really don't know what Cars 3 what happened. Who's this yellow car?
I don't know. Isn't there like a super fancy like black sports car? Yeah. Black sports car. Darwin.
I wonder no one watched it. Cars 2 knocked it out the park, and then they made this piece of garbage.
Oh, Nathan Fillion's in it. That's why nobody watched it.
Oh, what did he do?
He's just a schmuck. He's bad.
All right, that tracks.
I think he's most famous for being the castle guy. Like in the show Castle.
Oh. I've never watched that.
And he was in Firefly as well, but that only had one season.
I never watched that either.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Hey.
It's not your scene. Anyways.
Extended
shout out to
Cars intro. 5 minutes.
Deep diving. Skip whatever we were going to talk about today. We're talking about Cars.
Yeah. Tune in next week for the Cars episode.
The 2000. No, next week is the plane one.
Right.
This week is Cars.
Am I making this up, or is there trains also?
That's Thomas.
No. Trains, car movie.
Trains, cars, and planes.
All right, maybe not. They haven't done trains yet.
The guy who came up with the name Cars got a $300,000 bonus.
That's wow.
for the name Cars.
No wonder we're in a recession.
Yeah, this all leads back to 2005 when Cars got its name.
We're just blowing money on car.
They all thought it, the world went downhill when Harambe was killed. No, it all leads back to Cars.
See, Harambe being killed, that was just a sign of what timeline we were in. It happened, we got on this pathway much earlier than that. And
Right.
This guy who came up with the name Cars got a, $300,000 bonus?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
You know how in Inception, have you seen that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, when like the top stops moving, like you're in the thing.
Yeah.
Harambe being killed is our version of the top.
That's right.
Like that's when we found out. Like obviously, that's when everybody was alerted. Everyone started being woken up. Anyways, welcome to episode 110 of Your Ridiculous.
Wow.
My name is Luke. I am one of your hosts. It is officially. I cannot change it. Actually, I could, but I'm not gonna. I am sitting here with your other host, allegedly, Wolfie.
That's me, allegedly.
Allegedly. No proof. But here we are. Last week, the two of us, we talked about Nimona.
We sure did.
The Oscars is on tonight.
Ah! It got nominated.
Well, yeah. Best Animated Feature Film. We'll find out if it wins. I'm not even sure if the Oscars have started yet.
What is it up against anything good?
Wish.
I said anything good.
I know. That's the only thing I could remember that it's up against. So probably not. I'm not really sure. Best and
if Wish wins
feature.
if Wish wins that, it's rigged. It's bullshit.
Well, one of them is The Boy and the Heron.
Oh, that one was pretty good.
Yeah, so that one's probably gonna win.
It's got that Ghibli clout.
Ghibli? Is it a Ghibli?
No.
Studio Ghib. Now I'm questioning it. Anyways, I can't.
I don't think there's a J noise in Japanese.
Well then it's Ghibli. Ghibli! Ghibli! Studio Ghibli! That actor had one of the weirdest YouTube channels.
You got a YouTube channel?
It was just so off the cuff weird. I don't even remember what it was. But that kind of tracks for him and being Ghibli.
Staying in character.
Yeah. Although we're not here to talk about Cars or Ghibli. Or the Oscars, really.
I bet you're all wondering what we're here to talk about.
Because I am as well. We're here to play another sporting round of Explain Yourself, You Can't. This is part 2.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
That's right. I should put that in our intro song.
Just like that.
Save that. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We're back. If you don't remember this one, that's okay, because we couldn't remember what episode it was either.
Yeah, we searched for it.
Episode 88, though. Go watch that if you want to find out where this came from. We each come in with a couple topics that we personally like and ask the other person to explain it the best they can. Most of the time it's going to include things that the other person is probably not familiar with.
Yeah.
Wolf and I share a lot of overlapping interests, but we also have plenty of things that do not overlap. So, if you're interested to hear more of this, like I said, go watch episode 88. But for now, Wolf, let's get right into this. Would you like to start, or should I start?
You start.
As in, I ask first or answer first?
You ask first.
All right, perfect. Let me get out my handy-dandy notebook.
You're not Dream Journal.
No, this is my phone. All right, I had to write them down. First off, we each actually, this time, came with a game, a show, and then an other. So not a game or a show. Yeah.
Perfect.
I know, that's why I was asking, and it just so happened to work out that way.
Same mind.
Yeah. All right. We did a show on this previously, but I need you to explain Baldur's Gate 3 to me.
Oh, of course, naturally.
Right.
I well versed in Baldur's Gate 3.
That's right.
1 and 2 too. It's not about that.
That's
we're
true.
about 3.
Yeah, we're not here to talk about them. maybe in another episode you can explain Baldur's Gate 1 and 2.
Of course, naturally. Yeah. Baldur's Gate 3 is a is a turn-based RPG where you play as a guy. You have the guy in a fantasy world, not Baldur, but you're someone else important. You need to get to Baldur.
Sure, yeah.
But he's got this gate in the way.
That tracks.
Yeah, it's like in the movies when they say the name of the title. It's like that. Very cheeky.
It's like that, yeah.
And you've got your group, your harem of people you collect and romance.
Yeah, you got your harem.
There's Astarion, the bear.
Mm-hmm.
There's Diluc, the vampire.
Yep.
There's Taryn, the tiefling.
Mm-hmm.
And Judy. She's some kind of druid.
She's really important.
Yeah, very.
Judy the druid. Yeah.
People are obsessed with her.
She's really good.
Oh, and
obviously
finally there's the holder. He's like a squid person.
Yeah, that one's key to the harem.
Yeah.
All good harems need tentacles.
Exactly.
I am really upset that's going to be taken out of context.
It's what holds the harem together, binds it.
It's true. It wraps it all up in a big harem bunch.
You've heard of wedding rings. Get ready for tentacles.
That's right. Now, obviously, you're familiar with the mind flayers.
Yes.
Yeah, you want to? What are those again? Can you remind me?
It's what did I name him? The holder is. He's half mind flayer.
Right.
Yeah, they flay minds. You ever see Overwatch? You've got.
You ever see?
They've got those big robots that they suck you in head first and wipe your mind. They're like that.
Yeah, they're exactly like that. Yeah. And so, how does the harem interact with the mind flayers?
The harem doesn't really like the mind flayers, including Beholder. He's woke. He's a class traitor.
Oh yeah.
Against his own kind.
Race.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, why is Baldur not in the group?
Baldur is not in the group because he's effectively God. So it's kind of like Legend of Zelda, where it's named after Zelda, but she doesn't really play a part of the game, yet she's like the reason everything's kind of happening. It's like that.
Yeah, she's her.
Yeah, she's her. And he's him.
And Baldur is him. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, that's pretty good. Shout out to Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah. 10 out of 10, won Game of the Year, I think.
It did.
Yeah.
It did win Game of the Year. Rightfully so. Shout out to all the mad Spider-Man stands.
Shockingly, Alan Wake 2 did not take it out of Loki.
True. Somehow, Alan Wake 2 should be happy that I got nominated. Now, funny enough, you weren't completely wrong on everything. You got weirdly you got that his name isn't Beholder, but one of the mind flayers, they're like squid people.
Yeah.
The one that is important to you, the guy, is against his own race. Right, and so he's trying to fight against all that stuff. That's funny. It is a harem, that's definitely true. Whether they'll admit it or not, that's certainly true. Astarion is the vampire.
Oh, I called him the bear.
Separate. Yeah, you did. The bear. There is a bear character though. You can fuck though.
That's what I remember.
Yeah, it's a weird scene. He's a druid. And
he is the druid.
Right, he's the druid, not Judy. Shout out to Judy though. Judi Dench. She made a cameo in this game. Yeah, the druid during the sex scene transforms into the bear. It's so weird. Oh yeah, but yeah, you weren't that far off. Baldur's Gate, Baldur's not in the game. He's some old fuck that they just named the town, the gigantic megalopolis after.
I see.
Yeah, he's like he founded the town.
He made the gate,
the city. Yeah, and so it's like I'm Baldur and I'm founding this city, so it's mine now.
That tracks. The Walt Disney of the fantasy world. Pretty
much, and then the gates are. There's like a bunch of different access points to the cities, and they're all different gate names.
I see.
You have like I don't even know the names, but it's like Black Gate and Seaport Gate and different things like that. Black Gate.
See, now I don't need to play it. I know all I need to know about it.
You're not that far off, and it is a action RPG.
What's the tiefling's name?
There's Karlach. Yeah, you were not close. Although Karlach is one of the most romanced characters.
Wow, bitches love tieflings.
They do. It's because they got the tail.
Yeah, you're right.
It's the only character with a tail in the group.
Oh, they blew it, Baldur's Gate crew. You needed more characters with tails.
It's true. You can't romance any goblin, by the way.
What? Racism.
You can do everything else, but you can't do a goblin.
I wonder why. What was that decision?
I don't know. Well, there's not really like a friendly goblin that is like a recurring character.
Right.
So there's like 3 to 4 primary locations in the game, but there's not like a goblin that ever like joins your group, but so I guess that's why.
Sus.
All the other characters are like recurring and show up and everything. But you can romance several devils.
Of course you can.
Yeah, including one that's like basically the evil patron of one of your companions.
Look at
and
that.
he gets really mad if you romance her. It's really funny. That's a Baldur's Gate by Wolfie. You did a great job. I'd give you a 7 out of 10.
Oh, lit.
We'll be generous here.
Oh man.
Because you got some of the harder things, so that's important.
Got every name wrong.
You did. Well, you got Asterion.
Oh yeah.
But you did not. He is the vampire, not Judy. Oh no, Judy was the druid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you got for me?
Naturally, you're very familiar with the Walton Files, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course I am.
Why don't you give me a brief summary of the Walton Files?
Yeah, so it's funny because we kind of already mentioned Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Earlier, and the Walton Files are the several war crimes that Walt Disney committed during his, time alive.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so this is like, Walt Disney.
Right.
It's like the triangle, the Illuminati triangle. You have to connect the dots.
Oh yeah.
So Walt and Walt Disney. It all comes together. And so during his time, this was like, he was like Thomas Edison of the group, stealing all the designs for Mickey and Goofy and Disney.
Yeah.
And then like locking people in the castle.
The castle, yes.
So they could never get, his Walt Disney castle. Right.
Yeah.
And so the Walton Files are the account of his crimes during these times, when he locked everybody away and stole all their ideas.
Right.
And eventually killed them and left them buried under the castle.
Yeah. So it's like almost like a docu-series. Can you tell me some of his crimes, his war crimes?
Yeah. Well, kidnapping, obviously.
Yeah.
Public beheading is an obvious one for sure. You have all the people in the costumes at Disney, and they're like, they're dead. They're long dead.
Oh, definitely.
They're like, it's like a Frankenstein thing, where he reanimated them all.
Oh yeah.
And then they just put, like, obviously you can't have like walking corpses around because that'd give it away. So he puts them in the suit, and now this ties in to where William Afton, like he becomes the suit.
Yeah.
And so this is like a whole tie-in. This is where we get back to the Illuminati thing. You got to connect the dots.
Of course, the triangle.
Right. And so Walton, William, both W names.
Yes.
So that's obviously where it comes in. So that's among his crimes, are putting people in the suit, reanimating people. And then I'm pretty sure the Walton files are part of the conspiracy that killed JFK. Because JFK was onto something. He was having the Secret Service and the CIA look into this, covertly. Under what is it? Under wraps.
Yeah.
And then Walt Disney's like, well, my empire is going to crumble if this happens, if this gets out. So we got to take him out. And that's just, a number of his war crimes that are only now resurfacing.
Yeah, what a guy, really.
Yeah, what a guy. What a visionary. I mean, what?
A visionary. He certainly had a vision.
He did. He succeeded.
Yeah.
And he opened the theme park to hide all of his crimes. Like, nobody's going to suspect that there's bad shit going down there if it's supposedly the happiest place on earth.
You're so right.
I know. And nobody ever expects this or sees it coming.
Did he act alone?
Well, he was with William.
All right. Who's the third W?
Walter White. Where do you think where do you think, I forgot his name, the creator of the show? You thought it was a fantasy show? No, this was a documentary.
Oh, wow.
You know how both big Walt Disneys are in California and Florida?
Yeah.
Well, you need someone to protect the lower edges of your border, a.k.a. New Mexico, Albuquerque, where Walter White was stationed.
You're so right.
He was a plant. He was a plant to cover up the crimes so the DEA wouldn't look for them.
Genius.
He had to keep them busy. They needed startup funds for the first castle. The drug ring starts, and that's how it goes.
That was my favorite part, that big reveal. I never saw it coming.
Nobody did. Nobody ever sees it coming. You have the suits from William, you have the drug ring money from Walter, and then you have, the guy in charge, Walt. That are the files. Those are the files.
That are the files.
I was going to say the full name, but those are the files. Check it, print it, run it, send it to the Times. I've blown the whole case open right here.
Amazing. Thrilling.
I know.
Is that all you have to say about the Walton files?
I think so. I think I got most of it.
You know what? Yeah. I give you a solid 7 out of 10.
Negative. Really?
Hilariously, yes.
No way.
So it is a documentary, but it's analog horror.
Okay.
It's a fake documentary.
Okay.
About a guy who did kill a bunch of his employees and a bunch of other people. And to hide that he had, I think the first death was accidental, to hide that he did it, he stuffed him in a couple suits.
Hand to God, I've never heard of this thing. I have no idea what it is.
It's all niche.
Oh my
god. He did indeed still operate the fucking operation just to keep up the looks so no one would ever suspect anything happened.
Oh my god. I'm a visionary. I'm a prophet.
You're a prophet.
Incredible. Where does it take place?
I forget. I think it's a made up town, or somewhere in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
Oh yeah.
But it is funny you brought up William Afton.
Walton Files.
Very much FNAF inspired story.
The Walton Files are, or
the Walton Files? Yeah.
That's funny. Oh, it's pretty recent.
Oh yeah. It's still ongoing. It started a couple years ago.
Oh yeah.
And they do big releases every now and then.
I can't believe how close I was. That's funny.
Sniffed it out.
We both got the core aspect of the things right.
Yeah. It just goes to say how good their titles are. Gave off the right vibes.
That's true. All right. I have another one for you.
Oh, perfect.
This one is my show. Explain the Sandman.
The Sandman.
Yep.
Okay.
Which you know all about.
Yeah, naturally.
Yeah.
I'm no
the Sandman.
Sandman fanatic like you are, but I'm well versed.
Yeah. So give me a rough rundown of the plot.
Okay, so the Sandman is a man made of sand. He was cursed to be this way because of things he did in his past.
Mm-hmm.
And so he goes around. He wants to be a hero, of course, because he's got a superpower that turns him into sand. But it doesn't quite work out that way because it's quite intimidating to be a monstrous being made of sand, and he can't do things like hold his daughter, his like baby daughter, and so it pushes him to become evil and seek vengeance for the world for doing this to him. Meaning he missed the point of the lesson he was supposed to learn, and thus he's stuck that way.
Right.
And so the Sandman, that's the synopsis. And as it ends, as you get in the middle of it, the real meat and bones, not the bones, meat and potatoes. Meat and potatoes.
Meat and something.
Meat
and more meat.
Meat and more meat. Meat and meat. Meat and not meat.
Meat, yeah. Gotta include the vegetarian.
Is that he it's almost like he goes on a rampage to commit like big crimes to lash out at the world for wronging him. And then he gains the power to enter your dreams.
Okay.
And that's when he really starts being a menace. He uses it to influence the elections.
Yeah.
In his favor.
The JFK election?
Yes.
Yeah. That makes sense. I have a couple questions for who are the Endless? The Endless
are those are his victims, naturally. He's put them to sleep with his magic sleep sand powers. Now they're like that endlessly. They sleep endlessly.
Okay. And you remember the 3 items that the Sandman lost?
Yeah, yes, of course.
You want to regale me of what those are?
Yeah, it was his watch, it's like a wristwatch.
Yeah. Was it like a really cool one?
It was average. It had sentimental value to him.
Right, yeah.
The second item was his bones, because he's made of sand now.
Right, he obviously wants those back.
As
one does.
And the last item is a photo of his daughter that he can no longer hold.
Okay, yeah, because he's made of sand, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I think that just about covers it.
Yeah, you're right, it does. You get like a 2 out of 10. I'm sorry. You get a 2 out of 10. The Sandman, that's one of his names. He is a member of the 7 Endless. And those are the corporeal forms of, are the personifications of delirium, destiny, despair, destruction, desire, dream, and death. And so they are beings that control these aspects of the universe and everything.
Right.
So the Sandman is Dream. He controls the dream world, the dreaming, all that stuff.
Okay.
And he's basically a sort of omnipotent being, just like his sister Death and all the other characters. You were right that there is 100-year sleep plague. Because Dream, his other name, gets captured, gets locked away for 100 years, and then since he controls dreams and people dreaming, everybody asleep when he got captured stays asleep for 100 years.
My goodness.
Yeah. And so it goes on. The whole story is about him getting captured, him escaping, and then him fixing all the problems that happened when he was escaping, among other things. He lost 3 items that basically were the embodiment of his power. His ruby, his mask, and his bag of sand.
What?
Yeah, one of the things that you got somewhat right, which is he does have sand.
Sand.
Yeah.
It's not there. It's not an item.
So, anyways, it's on Netflix. Check it out if you haven't. It's really, really good. I believe a season 2 is coming soon. It includes one of the best episodes of any show I've ever watched.
Wow.
Yeah. I think this one is second, and then the Blue Eye Samurai Shogun episode is the first one.
I see. That tracks.
I really like that one. But yeah, really good show. Really good acting. Don't listen to Wolfie. They did not get it all right.
The only thing I could think of was like Marvel Sandman, but I knew it wasn't that.
It's not, but this, the Sandman and all the Endless are DC characters.
No!
So you weren't that far off. Which is really funny. It's a DC. They're not like superhero or villains. They're just sort of omnipotent beings.
Yeah.
But really funny though. All right.
Not bad. All right. For you, I've got. I want you to explain to me Naruto's magic system.
See, that's the thing about Naruto that you obviously know this, that people get wrong.
Yeah.
Most of the time, is that Naruto doesn't actually have a magic system. And a lot of people confuse that because they think it's a lot like Harry Potter, where they have, the wands and everything.
Yeah.
But obviously we know that Naruto came first because it's one of the big three.
Yeah.
But people, the ignorant people just assume that there's magic because, everything has magic.
Right.
What it is though, Naruto, it's they get the power, and I believe the young people call it the Naruto run. And so that's where the power comes from. They think it's magic, but really it's about conserving energy in the body to do ninja shit.
Right.
Okay. And that's where it all comes from. They think it's more about like this sort of monk prowess chi sort of thing, rather than like inner magical power. And that's the difference. That's where the people get it mixed up. Only people with the deep lore know us. And so when you see them doing the Naruto run,
yeah,
they're building up their power, basically. It's like a Energizer bunny.
Yeah, that tracks. Can you remind me of like the 3 like classifications of the Naruto runs? Of their their skills?
Yeah, we had the first one, Form 1 as they call it. And it's kind of like I mentioned the Energizer bunny. It's like the first stage, like the small battery.
Yeah.
And so this is like the base version. When you want to power up a little bit, you do the first run, which is not like breakneck speed running, but it's your warm up basically.
Yeah.
In all sorts of monk things and ninja abilities, anything athletic, you got to warm up, and that's the first one. The second one, this is where you start to get into the really deep, powerful stuff. Now, monks and ninjas, they've been known to use the 7 chakras.
Yeah.
And so this is like tapping into some of those. Right. And so you run at a faster pace, arms back even tighter.
Tighter.
You have to like get, tighter to the body.
Yeah.
You have to be streamlined.
That tracks.
Right. Yeah. And so you use some of the 7 chakras that, the monks teach.
All right. That's number 2.
Yeah. And then number 3 is they actually stole it from Dragon Ball. And so you have sometimes, you have the Kamehameha from Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
This is unlocking all 7 chakras in Naruto, and that's when he does like his Kamehameha thing that he learned from Master Roshi.
Yeah.
They're in the same universe.
They are, yes.
It's like the multiverse thing in Marvel, where you have like the Naruto world, and then on the other side of the multiverse plane, you have Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And so that's why, right, and that's why a lot of people assume that there's magic, because there's magic in Dragon Ball with all the different what's the forms, the Super Saiyan forms. There we go. I was thinking of the word. And so using the 7 chakras in in the final Naruto run, that unlocks his, I think it's like a blue orb that he sends out.
That's right.
And he shoots it, and then
his blue orb.
Then you got to start out at stage 1 again and build up your blue orb power.
Yeah, it's a cycle.
Yeah, as everything is.
Oh yes.
You know, life imitates art, which imitates life. Everything is a cycle. and just like, yeah, that's how it is.
Oh yeah, that is Naruto's magic system. Tired of it.
Joking on my bullshit. Okay, how'd I do?
I guess I'll give you a 1 out of 10. It was gonna be a 0, but then you got into the chakras, and there is chakra use.
Is that a thing?
It is. Really? It's a thing for one character.
Oh my god!
Unlocking all 7 chakras.
I can't believe I got anything. So I assume that there is actual magic.
There is indeed. You get what you've done is you've explained a Demon Slayer's magic system, quote unquote.
You see, I knew it. That's what I was thinking of. I got them mixed up.
Yeah. Easy mistake to make, you know.
Oh, of course. So what is the magic system?
Everyone has it's like everyone's got like an aura, what we call it. They use a different word in Japanese, and that is like the source of all their powers. The three classifications are taijutsu, which is that one actually is just like fighting, but like with slight enhancements. There is genjutsu, which is illusion magic, and then there's ninjutsu, which is like the ninja arts. Everything else.
Oh, okay.
Acting like a ninja, and then your ninja powers, like the blue ball you mentioned.
The only thing I know is that there's like loose, or maybe not even loose, but there are ninja vibes, and that I've seen him shooting some sort of blue energy.
Yeah, that's his one ability he seems to know, the Rasengan.
Right. Yeah, that's the only thing I knew. And then I foolishly started getting mixed up with Dragon Ball. So I had to combine it because that's all I could think of.
Went all in. It's very topical, you know. The creator of Dragon Ball died.
I know. Rip to a legend. I didn't watch the show, but the impact
I'm aware
is
of his influence.
Yeah, it's felt throughout. Yeah. Like, I was not telling you. I was telling the audience.
No. It's that because I never watched it either.
Oh, right. Yeah, his. Yeah, you can. I saw actually really not to derail, but I saw a really interesting thread about Dragon Ball's influence on other anime and TV shows and cartoons and all that, and where, like in a big battles scene, when characters get like thrown into the dirt or whatever, they normally create like big craters, right? And like that started, or at least was popularized by Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool. I didn't think about that.
All these little things all came from Dragon Ball.
Yeah, and there was a whole list of ones. I'm like, wow, this is really cool. I didn't watch the show, but rip to a legend. Impact is definitely well known. But I was not at all right on Naruto. Although he named his son Boruto, so who cares?
Awful decision.
One of the worst names I've ever heard.
And people try to justify it, not to get off topic. People try to justify it like, oh, well, actually, it's Bolt, and he just named him after Neji, who's a fairly relevant character. He died. But then at that point, call him Bolt. Call him the Japanese word for Bolt. Don't call him Boruto, or else Naruto's name should be Nolt.
Oh, that's even worse. Thank God it's not Nolt.
Nolt.
All right, last round. Mine's actually pretty short.
Oh.
This is actually what I'm calling a rapid fire cooking edition.
Oh, man.
Now, audience, I've said it a few times, I think, but I cook a lot and worked in a couple restaurants, all that stuff. So, Wolf, I very briefly just need you to explain in a one sentence each of these cooking terms.
Okay, sure.
Because I know you know them. So, what is a la mode? What does that mean?
That means on top of something.
Okay. And what's mise en place?
Mise en place is it's the spiritual concept of food. It's like feng shui but for food.
Oh, yeah. Like the balance.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is comme il fait?
Comme il fait?
Yeah.
It's a type of bread.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And butterfly?
Butterfly, it's a knife technique. You like flay it.
Mm-hmm. And what is spatchcock?
Spatchcock.
This is the last one.
Spatchcock is like it's the process of applying icing onto a cake, like how it would you ever spackle a wall.
Yeah.
It comes from that word, but then they applied it to baking or cake decorating.
Right. Yeah, of course. I'll give you a 3 out of 10. You got one right. You got the butterfly right.
I didn't get a la mode right.
No, you did not. Butterfly just means to cut in half without separating it, so it's still one piece. To flatten it so you can cook it faster and easier and creates more of a surface.
Yeah.
Typically, you either butterfly like a pork chop or a steak or something. I don't even remember what you said for a la mode.
I think I said something on top.
Oh yeah, you did. You said on top. So a la mode, three of these are French. A la mode just means in the fashion.
Oh.
And so if you want, it's sort of like, what's popular basically. Mise en place. What did you say for this?
I don't even remember.
Damn it.
Oh, maybe feng shui, but with food.
Oh yeah. The balance of the food. I think we just did these. We can't even remember because they're so bad. Mise en place is actually just your setup. So like if you need to like prepare like cut vegetables or something, that you like do your mise en place. All your setup, get everything ready before you start cooking.
Okay.
Comme il fait just means as it comes.
Oh.
As it's supposed to be. So like if someone says, you cooked my steak, I asked for rare and this is like medium rare or something, and the chef would say, no, it's exactly comme il fait, as it should be. Like it's if you don't like this, you don't like rare steak.
Yeah.
That's sort of what it is.
Okay.
Spatchcock, you were completely wrong.
Shocking.
It's actually not dissimilar to butterfly, but it's specifically cutting poultry to remove the bone to flatten it.
That's a big fancy word for something like that. A trick. False.
Well, to be fair, cooking is extremely, at least higher up cooking is extremely pretentious. So that makes sense that they'd have stupid, dumb words. Especially since, like, most people would agree that, like, the finest of dining is French food, and those are the snobbiest motherfuckers alive.
You're right.
So, yeah, of course they would have some, asinine word that is just splitting poultry. That was my rapid fire one, though. 3 out of 10 for you.
Not bad.
What's your last one for me?
My last one for you is I want to explain to me the best strat for winning Minecraft prison.
Okay. This is pretty easy, actually. Oh. Now, a lot of people don't know this strat. It's kind of like a under the radar one.
Mm-hmm.
You can have custom skins.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can like make your own. Well, the good idea is to get an extremely thin skin character. Be thin. Go to the Minecraft gym. Become healthy, get really thin, but then you want to wear a really big trench coat to the prison.
Yeah.
Because they just take you in as in, right? Like as long as your inventory is empty, they'll let you keep the coat.
Yeah.
But under the coat, you have 100 kindergartners. Feral kindergartners. They haven't had playtime. They haven't had a nap. They haven't had lunch. Not even a snack.
They're going apeshit.
All they were fed was glitter and glue.
Separately.
You put those under the trench coat, then when the bell rings, when the timer goes off to escape the prison,
yeah,
you unleash them. You open the trench coat. You just let them loose. These kids will go crazy on the guards. They are feral, unhappy kindergartners. All the guards will be distracted by the hundreds of kindergartners you just let loose.
Yeah.
And then you can just walk out free. You go to the barracks where the guards sleep. You grab a uniform of the guy who didn't wake up to the alarm, because there's always one of those motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
Who just sleep in. He barely passed his guard academy training. Slept through most of it. Then, so you equip, his guard outfit.
Yeah.
You get his weapon, which probably at this point is a wooden sword. Because, they're not going to get, or maybe a stone sword, but they're not going to give the guy who barely passed an iron sword.
Of course not.
Right, so you got a stone sword, but that's okay, because you're not going to need it. All the other guards are distracted. You run to the end like you're going to, helping somebody, and then you just walk out the door.
Yeah, it's that easy.
They don't even notice. All of them are taking on, let's say there's 15, 20 guards at a medium security prison. And you brought 100 feral kindergartners. You got 20 kindergartners per guard.
Yeah.
Because, obviously you're not going to flood the entire prison, but, one section, one wing of the prison
that's significant.
Will be completely overrun. Yeah, that's most of the prison. That's it. Well, that's at least, a fourth of the prison, which is good enough.
Yeah.
You only need to get through one of the entryways. And once you're in the uniform from the sleeping guard that you left there, it's easy. Because then you can just walk out.
Yeah.
And then they'll probably, it's the old bait and switch. This guy doesn't have his officer uniform anymore. They're going to think he's one of the prisoners.
That's right.
They're going to put him in your old cell, and you're walking out to 7-Eleven and get a Slurpee.
Yeah, you're free.
Yeah, you're going to go to 7-Eleven, you're going to get a Slurpee. Then you're going to go to the local movie theater in Minecraft and watch Madam Web. And then you're going to go home and go on Reddit and give it a -1 out of 10 stars because it was shit.
Wow. Broke out of prison just to do that.
And that, ladies and germs, is how you beat Minecraft prison.
Genius. Iconic.
And on the plus side, you now have, what's the math here? 20 sets of parents that are happy because they don't have a kid to deal with anymore. Because they're all in juvenile prison.
Where they're headed anyways.
Right, exactly. You just expedited the process. And you're a hero.
Amazing.
That is how you win Minecraft prison or escape. Or whatever the question was.
Yeah. What else?
How'd I do?
Tale you were good. I'll give you a 9 out of 10. You broke some of the rules that can't be broken, but you know what? I like a good heist.
Rules were meant to be broken. That's why they put them there. Creativity above all else.
Oh, man.
How do you escape or get rid of Minecraft prison?
Oh, it's, I don't know. I haven't played in a while.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, now when you do play, you got a strat.
I do indeed. I'll thin myself. I'll wear a thin Minecraft skin.
They'll never see it coming. Thin Minecraft skin. Oh, man. That, everybody, we hope you enjoyed the newest installment of Explain Yourself If You Can't. And boy, we couldn't.
We could not this time.
Well, the first round was great. That worked
out.
Then we blew it. We blew the load.
Oh, man.
Although I guess I ended on a strong note.
Perhaps.
We now have a question of the week from Rain. What is it, Wolf?
This week's question of the week is, what game sound haunts you to this day?
How many do you have?
I have one.
All right, I'll go first because I have two. First one, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time has, well, I guess a lot of them have, but they have fairies. That's a constant, recurring thing in Legend of Zelda, fairies. And in the earlier games, when it was either like a DS one or GameCube or whatever, you know, I guess we'll use the DS for example. When you use your stylus to move around,
yeah,
the fairy would go where your stylus was. It would so you could see on screen where it was.
Yeah,
like where you were running around or clicking or whatever. In Ocarina of Time, you had one that would follow you around called Navi, and she was the most annoying shitter. She had this high-pitched voice, and all she would do would be scream, "Hey, look, listen, watch out, hey, hey." God, shut up.
I've heard of that one.
It was so annoying. Every single time there's an enemy near you, watch out, or there's something new to see, hey, shut up. God. That one haunts me because it was annoying.
I see. Even 30 years later, game developers still haven't grown out of an over-aggressive NPC telling you where to go.
Exactly. It's it's a plague. What's yours?
All right, mine isn't actually from a game because I wasn't allowed to play games that cause stress, but it's more. It was a part of cable television, and it.
Okay.
At night when you'd watch Adult Swim, I'll send a video. They have that thing. And for some reason, as a child, the skull part terrified me, and so I couldn't even look at it. And so I'd know what the noise cue was, so it'd play that first part with the building, and then I'd look away and I'd close my eyes for the skull.
I thought it was gonna. Once you said it was a TV thing, I thought it was gonna be the George Lopez Lowrider song.
I love that.
Oh my god! Just waking up in a cold sweat at 3 a.m. just listening to the George Lopez intro.
Trigger me awake. I don't know what it was. I'm sitting here watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force, unfazed, and then the fucking cartoon skull comes on with a weird noise. I'm like, nah, too much.
It even looks like a weird skeleton or a skull. It's not even a normal looking one. Its nose is so higher up than its mouth.
It must have been the Uncanny Valley.
It's true. I've never even seen this though.
You were a TV watcher.
Yeah. Not this at least.
It would play at the end of every show. The credits would run, and then this would play. What
the hell? Jesus. So you just mute it, or would you just look away?
I'd look away and cover my ears.
Incredible. All right, I have one more. Fans of the show will remember my affinity towards the game Madagascar for the PlayStation 2.
My goodness.
There was in one of the early levels, you played as Marty the zebra.
Yeah.
And so your goal was to escape the zoo at night with the penguins to go look for Alex, the lion who escaped. And so you had to play as Gloria, Melvin, and Marty. And in Marty's version, you had to run around solving these pretty easy puzzles, but there were not police officers, there were guards on watch, and that were making sure there was no thieves or whatever. But in this one, obviously, if they saw you with their flashlight, they would capture you, and you'd have to restart from a previous spot.
Yeah.
And so it was the classic old school, you can't walk into their flashlight, line of sight, otherwise they'll see you. And so they have a patrol path and all that.
Yeah.
And the noise when they would catch you was a boosted police siren noise. It was twice as loud as the normal audio. And then, since you were Marty, they would shout the most demoralizing thing at you and say, "What do you think you're doing, quadruped?" And then they would run up to you. And this whole time, even when they shout that, the boosted police siren noise is going, and the police siren is flashing blue and red.
Yeah.
And so you just having a stroke as an 8-year-old playing this game. It's oh no, I'm going to jail.
New slur unlocked.
What do you think you're doing, quadruped? And then it's just that meme. It's wait. And he's just no, please, I don't want to go to jail. And then you'd have to restart.
Experience it all over again.
As a kid, I could never figure out what their patrol paths were.
Got to see it a dozen more times.
Yeah, it was terrible. So, luckily, we never had to interact with them once you finally got through it. But boy, did they ruin me as a kid. Great game. 10 out of 10. And this was level 2, by the way.
Level 2. These make video games really fucking hard.
Yeah, they did. Now they spoon feed you.
Oh, absolutely. I remember there's one game I played. I never got past what was effectively the prologue because one of the missions was like, use this weird device to draw your name on the ground. And I couldn't understand how to do it. I tried for like an hour and then never played it again.
Oh, man. It's terrible. You couldn't write your name or you couldn't figure out how to use it?
I couldn't. Like, I was writing. I didn't know what they wanted me to do. Because first I wrote my name because I was a dumb kid. And then I started writing the character's name and it still wouldn't count it. So I'm like, what do I do?
Did you ever find out what you had to do?
No. Because now I don't remember what the game was called. So I can't even look it up.
Oh, yeah, classic.
Some Jimmy Neutron game.
I didn't even know they made a Jimmy Neutron game.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you play as Carl Weezer?
No, you play as Jimmy. Fool.
Can you play as Jimmy's mom?
No, you play as Jimmy.
They should make a mod where you play as Jimmy's mom.
Sure, I'll write her name too.
Also, I'll say that Rain's one is probably the Navi because she's played more Ocarina of Time than I did. So surely she has twice as much trauma.
Oh, definitely.
From being shouted at by that stupid fairy.
Hey, listen. You two and the rest of the internet.
Hey, listen, quadruped.
Now you're combining traumas.
As one does. I didn't have to go to a therapist to get combined trauma. I'll do it myself.
I think you go to a therapist to get trauma. Think of your daily dose of trauma.
All right, well, take it away.
I'm Wolf, taking things away. Thank you for watching episode 110 of You're Ridiculous. Woo. If you liked all that, be sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notified of the next episode. If you're watching on a podcast website, be sure to hit the plus and give us 5 stars to support this show. You can follow us across the internet, the main cast at ridiculous_cast on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. You can follow Lucas at 7angry with an E, and you can follow me at Rainbow Duds without the W. We hope to see you guys all again next week, but until then, say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.